£300 of pressure.
We're going to go behind the scenes and take a look at Stuntman 12 months before release. And it all starts here in sunny LA.
Supercalifragilistic, mommy drop you go ballistic.
Welcome to LA and have a nice day and all of that good stuff. I'm Martin Edmondson, the founder of the development company behind Driver and Destruction Derby, and this is our latest game, Stuntman. We've been working on the game now on PlayStation 2 for around a year, just over a year actually, and right at this time now we've got around a year left. Driver was really just a pure driving game. Really, it was based originally on movies, but what we're trying to do with Stuntman is really draw a link between movies and the games by allowing you to play the part of a stuntman who's working on an actual film. The director's asking you to perform a series of stunts, so if he, for example, asks you to drive a car, screech around a corner, smash into some barrels, and then eventually cause the car to barrel roll down a street, then you have to perform exactly that. So he's watching you, and you're scored and rated by him at the end of the stunt. If you don't reach the required level, then you're fired, and if you do, then you can go on to the next city and then start working in the next film. You start off actually working on a low-budget production in London.
You know, being us is what's letting us down.
Two small-time gangsters.
I told you, I don't like Rosers and I don't like milky tea. Well, I ain't in it for the money. I'm in it to scare people and say cool stuff.
Your ultimate aim is to try and work your way up and increase your skills and abilities until you end up working on a high-budget Hollywood blockbuster.
Just disappeared off the screen.
You know who they'll send.
Special agent?
Crown. Simon Crown.
We've got a very diverse range of vehicles in this game, ranging from cars, vans, trucks, armoured cars and jeeps, and they all handle in a very different way. There's even a snowmobile in there in one of the levels which is set in the Swiss Alps. When you're working between films, you can go into an arena, which is like a sports arena, and perform a series of stunts in front of an audience. And the money that you have allows you to get hold of these various things that you can place in there, such as ramps, cars, but also pyrotechnic effects and explosions and so on. And the idea there is just to put on a dramatic stunt show and cause as much destruction in front of the audience as possible.
I'm Gareth Edmondson. I'm the project manager on Stuntman for Reflections. At the moment we're in the main production phase of the project. We've got the full team working full pelt on getting the code complete, the cities built, the levels tidied up, all the cars implemented, the damage looking nice.
My main responsibilities are to work closely with Gareth and Martin to maintain the quality of the game. I also work closely with QA, developing testing schedules, so we can get feedback back to the team on a regular basis and get the product rolling forward continuously.
We're really, really proud of how far we've got so far. The E3 demo and all the work that went into that, we're really very, very proud of, and it's been received very, very well here, so we're very happy. Paul here is the storyboard and concept artist. All of the work that Paul does gets translated into animated cutscenes. We've got 6 full scenes of film trailers.
With the Basco boys taking the heat for it, as usual.
It's looking like down to my time.
Hot dang, you just ain't thinking it.
When you finish driving the car to finish off a stunt, the game's recorded the entire sequence that you've just driven, and that then forms part of a theatrical trailer. Now, the standard sort of thing that you see on a DVD or at the cinema, coming soon from the makers of, and so on and so on. And ultimately that is your aim, is to create the sections of action that go into those trailers, so that we've given you the bits where the actors are talking to each other and so on, the backgrounds and what have you. But the bits of the elements of action that you've just created, the driving for example, those bits are automatically spliced in there, and that creates this theatrical trailer. So at the end of the game you have these 6 trailers from the different films that have all the footage that you've created plus the footage that we've created here in the studio.
This area is the animation area. This is where all the FMV cutscenes are made. We basically take them from storyboard to in-game animated cutscene. Mike here is animating one of the scenes where there's some gunfire. It's starting out with it initially untextured in grey, and then all the colour will be added later on. It's just getting everything in position ready for it to run together as one scene. Jack's lead artist on Stuntman.
Right. Well, once all the locations were decided on for Stuntman, then we went on a research trip around the world to visit all the locations and took about 8,000 photographs. This is about a quarter of the photos we took for Bangkok. So we're just taking everything from all the clutter and just general scenes and close-ups of all walls and just anything to get reference for the level. We've got all the photos. Scan them into the machine, and then you can see here some of the photos that we took there. Then we build up the whole map using lots of different models. So then we take the models and we export them onto the PlayStation 2, into the game. And now you can see the model in place in the game as it will appear in the level. We've used about 30 artists to build up these levels and create our texture scripts, and together they've created the whole world of all the levels in the game.
Can you see this Atari logo on his back? It might be cool to get that. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So he's walking through.
And it's a bad, 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 bad dream. If you ain't ready for this, I'll put one in ya. Don't you know, platinum needs to stamina. Well, it's a dream, 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 dream. And it's a bad, 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 bad dream. Gotta stop the running, it's all a bad dream. Gotta stop the running, it's all a bad dream. Gotta stop the running, it's all a bad dream. Gotta stop the running, it's all a bad dream, bad dream.
Glasses back on your face a bit, that's it. And now just that's ideal there. That's alright with Alex.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, good for me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. That is a wrap for today.
So my name is Vic Armstrong and I'm the stuntman on PS2. I've worked in over 250 pictures and I've broken a few bones. I've broken an arm and a leg and a collarbone and a nose. So I was very proud of the Indiana Jones of the Last Crusade, where I jumped onto the tank for a moving horse. I had to travel about 18 feet sideways off the top of a horse onto a moving tank, missed the tracks. That's pretty tough. James Bond films are also very satisfying, and I obviously have a great input on the Bond, on the action units that I direct nowadays. But this car game, I think, is one of the most interesting stunt games you can get. Basically, as my experience as a stuntman over the years, I've tried to give it as much authenticity as I feel I can. Hopefully some of the experience of 35 years has come into the game for you. I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed being involved with it.
Hi, hello in Lyon at Atari and Infogram. As you may know, Infogram is the publisher of Alone in the Dark and the famous Driver series. And Reflection is the company who's actually created this wonderful product. So after this first Driver, then Driver 2, now it's time for Stuntman. Definitely Stuntman has a worldwide appeal. Even in the US or in Japan or in Europe, everybody has seen these famous movies thinking, oh gosh, if I could do this. Now with Stuntman, it's possible to be one of these unique actors in a great movie.
Califragilistic, when we drop, you go ballistic.
You're getting closer, nearly there.
You'd think he'd say no. Other guys wouldn't be seen for dust, but we push him right to the edge, and he always comes back for more. At every major production you see him, Monaco, Cairo, Bangkok, always with some chick in tow. What do you do with a guy who drives like that? You hire him.
Let the baseline get ya. 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 300 pounds of pressure.